Let me tell you why, President Tinubu needs to resign.
Because all the things they said Jonathan should resign for, it has happened under them too.
Is there any part of the country that is not having insecurity? Is there any part of the country that people are not killed every day?
They will say, no, you are childish.
There's an update. The president has now accepted the resignation of...
So here in Nigeria, you are not likely to find the kind of situation that you found there.
I think it's rather childish for him to call on the president to resign. He's never heard of the presidential system of government.
Won't you rather resigned?
Resignation is not enough. He should also be remanded in prison.
Is that what?
Because he has committed a lot of heinous crimes against Nigerians.
Okay. Where do we go from here? So where do we go from here?
They're going to form a parallel government. Yeah. What do you make of it?
I would like to add that the person that is supposed to be in prison is Mr. Tinubu himself.
Hello guys, welcome to Shaka Film. It is few days now since the Prime Minister of UK resigned, and that resignation is still causing a lot of uproar in Nigeria. So this whole thing started when Peter Obi said that Tinubu should resign because he has failed woefully, and that is clearly for every Nigerian to see. This statement causes a lot of uproar, and a lot of APC and Tinubu apologists came out in attacking Peter Obi. So, especially the Bayo and Enuga, who said that Peter Obi is childish and he does not know how government works. And this is what we're going to look at today. We're not going to listen to what Bayo and Enuga said, but now, how are Nigerians reacting to this statement? Or how are Nigerians reacting to the resignation of the Prime Minister of UK? So now, we'll start with the first video on our list here by Peter Obi. But before we do that, guys, please, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop any latest update, you'll be notified. Thank you very much. So now, let's watch the first video on our list.
Let me tell you why, President Tinubu needs to resign. The primary responsibility of government is security and welfare. Are we more secured now than we were in 2023? The answer is no. I was reading First Daily newspaper. According to the statistics, about 879 people have been killed, and nearly 300 are in captivity every month. Every month. I mean, those stats are very frightening. That's a snapshot of the pervasive insecurity that we have.
Yeah, but that does not in any way, and I'm not a spokesman for the government, but that does not in any way suggest that the government isn't doing something based on the current capacity of this country. Let me just make this point. Because according to the facts, I mean, or at least the evidence that we've seen, they've killed and neutralized thousands of terrorists and bandits and all the rest of it. And I mean, the point is that something is being done. And their argument is that progressively over the years, the situation has got worse. And you could certainly make the argument that it's been the APC government since 2015. They try to separate the two, and that things have got progressively worse, and they suddenly find themselves with this incredible problem that they're trying to deal with. And that if you look at the things they've been doing a lot to try and tackle that. It may not be enough just yet, but it is getting progressively better and giving them the upper hand. What do you say to that?
Charles, their best is just not good enough. I mean, we can't continue on this journey of trial and error. The truth of the matter is that Tinubu is incompetent and is clueless. He came, on board with no set skills. Nigeria is a very complex country. And to be able to govern this country, you need to be wired, for that. He is not. I just told you about the stats. As you and I speak, about 90 or 100 children are in captivity in Borno State and in Oyo State, and several other people, scattered, all over the country. They're in captivity.
So, from Peter Obi, his assertion or his belief is that Tinubu should also resign because, as it is now being proven that there is a statistics that is out there that 800 people are unalived on monthly basis by Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria, and over 300 are in captivity. This alone is enough for a government to collapse, but we are in Nigeria and nothing will ever be done. So there's another video on my list, and that is from Agene Ande, although this might come from the perspective that he is fighting for the arrest and of Showore, but now you will see the similarity between what Paul Abraham said, what Peter Obi said, and what he also said.
Is number one, that Omoyele Showore should be free unconditionally, and then I think I would like to add that the person that is supposed to be in prison is Mr. Tinubu himself for committing heinous crimes against Nigerians.
Sorry, Mr. Ande, that's a very weighty allegation. Why do you think the president should be in prison?
Yes, he should be in prison. As in, for a country that is there any part of the country that is not having insecurity? Is there any part of the country that people are not killed every day? Just yesterday, what happened in Plateau? As in, are we hiding over this?
Sorry, I'm staying with you on this. Because some would rather say
to his face, even on the national television, that he's a criminal.
Okay, won't you rather resigned than go to prison as you know, being called? I mean, we have personalities like Peter Obi saying that he should resign.
Well, as in resignation is not enough. He should also be remanded in prison, because he has committed a lot of heinous crimes against Nigerians.
Okay.
As in everywhere in the country is scattered. The country is going through massive persecution, as in it's going through poverty, insecurity. All those are heinous crimes against humanity.
So you are saying Mr. President should go to prison for being ineffective or inefficient?
He should be in prison, not Mr. Omoyele Showore, who is an advocate of the good citizens of Nigeria.
He went to the extreme that Tinubu should be arrested, not only resign. He should be arrested and remanded in prison because of what he has caused to Nigerians. How he has mismanaged Nigerians, mismanaged Nigeria wealth. That he should be remanded in prison and arrested. You must say this is an extreme take on this. But now, I want us to listen to another video of Osani Rufai. Although most of us might have watched this video, but now I want us to watch from the perspective of from this angle that what we are talking about now, and also listen keenly to some of the things he alleged that APC has done, because there is a lot of evidence regarding that statement. So now, let's listen to him.
Say these things now. They will say, no, you are childish. So the question I just want to ask Mr. Barry and Onuga is, was the APC also childish when they were calling for Jonathan's resignation? Because let's do it 1-1. No cheating. Balenciaga. Was the APC also childish when they were calling for Jonathan's resignation? Because all the things they said Jonathan should resign for, it has happened under them too. Today, I'm sure my big guy here, Dr. Abati, is just smiling in his mind. He's vindicated because that time, hey, they attacked you. I felt for you that period. There's nothing they did say about you. There's nothing they did right. But look at them. It's happening under their government today. Ayo, is he only resigned that Obi say that they are saying is childish? This was the same APC that said they will call for a parallel government if they don't win election. You know what parallel government is? Anarchy. They said it, APC. They will call for a parallel. They didn't only say it. They went to defend it on television because they don't win election. The other day, Patutomi called for shadow government. They've gone to court. They said it. If we don't win this election, parallel government, he topped the policy. So Obi said, oh, they should resign because they are not there. They say it's puerile. Speaking big grammar. Puerile. Let me tell them what is puerile this morning. What is puerile? It's a government that has not reacted to the killing of the people in Woro. That's what is puerile. It's a government that has not told us who ordered the military to leave KB before the girls were abducted. That's what is puerile. Oh, I will tell them what is puerile this morning. What is puerile is the kids that are abducted in the bush in Borno and Ibadan. That's what is very puerile to me. You know why it's puerile? Because the government is supposed to have monopoly of violence. And when the government cannot show its monopoly of violence, it is puerile to me. What is puerile is the farmers that are being killed in Bokos again. Bokos is one of the food baskets of this country. Bokos churns out a lot of potatoes and other crops. That's what is puerile. What is puerile to me is the bomb that went off in Mushin, and we are saying don't worry about it. I will worry. Because it could have been you or I. Everybody, you and I, everybody go to Mushin to go and get good deals. We could have been shopping in the market then and the bomb went off. This thing has come close to home and you say I should not worry. Why are your investigation? Where are those that planted the bomb? Have you showed me the people? And you're telling me somebody says, so you are calling somebody puerile. That is what is puerile as far as I'm concerned. What is puerile is the suffering of a lot of Nigerians. This is not puerile and childish for a country that has so much resource and people are suffering this much. And the people are in pain and in penury. For me, that is what is puerile. So now, it's so quick to call somebody puerile because they call for resignation. But when you were calling for Jonathan's resignation at that time, it was not puerile. May God help us. And for those that are trying, you know, when they try to reinvent the wheel in these their press statements, they write all sorts of jargons. They say, fixed 4-year term. Can you imagine? But these people know that Nixon resigned because of Watergate. No, he should have stayed there. A part of his select writing, he forgets that there's also a clause for impeachment there. No, so there's no impeachment. So if somebody gets impeached within that 4-year term, he will stay on because it's a fixed 4-year term. The same people that fought all the nonsense the military did, the same people that upheld democratic value are the ones that turn it on his head because he favors them.
All right. We have Oseni made an allegation or alleged that during Jonathan's time, a lot of APC people were out there going around that they will form a parallel government if they did not win the presidency. And there is proof for that. And that is the next video I want us to listen to of the former president of Nigeria, Oseni Osinbajo, Vice President Osinbajo. In this interview he did with Sheung on Channel TV, where he made an alleged that they will form a parallel government. Let's listen to him.
They're going to form a parallel government. Yes. What do you make of it?
Well, that is a position.
Do you see it as inciting?
I don't think so. I don't think it's inciting. Why is that inciting? There's nothing that incites about that. I don't think that would necessarily lead anyone to violence or lead anyone to do anything.
Forming a parallel government, that's not calling for anarchy.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But it could be.
No, not necessarily. Look at cases. Look at cases. Let's look at political history. Look at cases where where the government, for instance, has decided on where the government decides that they're going to ignore the wishes of the electorate and simply override the wishes of the electorate. What the opposition has usually done in such cases is to reject the results of the elections and to say that they will constitute their own government, that they will constitute a government. That is simply a way of taking a stand. It simply is taking a stand against the government and putting the government under pressure. That has happened in several places in Africa, several places in the world, where people have said, on account of electoral injustice, they are going to do certain things and all of that. And if they do so, so long as they do not call anyone to violence, all they're saying is that we are also going to constitute ourselves into a government. If you fail if you're unjust or if you ignore the wishes of the electorate. Personally, I don't think that that's necessarily inciting.
You can see what the APC government is blaming Peter Obi for. They have done it times 100 of it. They did the worst. They've done worse of it. But now, they don't want people to criticize them. They want to have everything that everybody is singing their praises. But that is not true. We can't do we can't do something like that because Tinubu has brought the most worst poverty to Nigerians, if there's anything like worst poverty. Insecurity is the order of the day. Now, while we're still waiting before we make a final judgment or final verdict on that statement, I want us to listen to Reuben Abati. In this video he did, sometimes you kind of wonder where is Reuben Abati? Because at the same time he's criticizing the APC government, he is also supporting or criticizing Peter Obi. Let's watch him. I will come back.
Your mandate will stand. It's almost replacing the national anthem in the reckoning of APC supporters. I've been in the corridors of power. I've seen governors. I've seen ministers. I've seen otherwise important people kneeling down in front of the Nigerian president and crawling on all fours. And that has been the case since 1960. But in the case of President Jonathan, he would tell people, please stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. I'm a human being. I'm not, more than a human being. But that is Nigeria's political culture. So here in Nigeria, you are not likely to find the kind of situation that you found yesterday in the United Kingdom. I made the point yesterday, and I repeat it again, that such factors as ethnicity, religion, divisiveness, and sycophancy will have made it impossible for a president of Nigeria to come forward and say, I want to resign from my position. How many persons have resigned from the National Assembly, despite the fact that they have a lot of questions to answer there? How many ministers have taken the courage, summoned the courage to just walk away? So the political culture is different. The system is different. And the question to ask is, would Mr. Peter Obi himself, were he to be in the same circumstances, will he just resign? No, he will not. Indigbo will come, to be specific, and say, you are not there on your own. You are representing us. It's a paid propagandist in the media who also say, no, we don't think that this is the right thing to do, doing their work as agents of a politician. Other people, particularly the obedience, the party that it belongs to, will tell him that you cannot resign. This is Nigeria. It belongs to all of us. Whether you are popular or not, we will do it together. So I see in Mr. Peter Obi's statement a tinge of populism. So it's just a populist thing. And Mr. Peter Obi himself knows that if he were to become president of Nigeria, he's not going to resign because some people in Lagos or in Osogbo say he's no longer popular. We are not happy with him. Or another opposition party is saying, I'm the Nigel Farage of Nigeria. This is reform Nigeria. We don't want this again. So that's that about that, as far as I'm concerned.
He's telling us that even Peter Obi will also resign. But the problem is that Peter Obi is not the government of the day. Peter Obi is not the president. When Peter Obi is there and he misbehaves like this, everybody will also tell Peter Obi to resign, either if he resign or not. But we will be there to call Peter Obi to resign if he fails to serve Nigerians. That's how things should be. Nobody, and there's no gun put on Tinubu head and to say, oh, you must resign. No. This is the freedom of speech that every Nigerian has to tell their government to resign. Are they going to arrest Peter Obi now because he's tell the government to resign? Or is that the plan now because they cannot face him on the presidency election? They will do every other thing to make sure they destabilize or make him not to contest in the forthcoming general election. So I know most of you okay, where is the aspect from the APC side? What is their opinion? So there's this interview I want us to play from TVC. We all know TVC is the playground of all APC and Tinubu apologists because TVC is Tinubu station. So I want us to watch this interview. We'll come back.
Peter Obi is a matter of respect because we worked together in 2019. But I don't know what is happening to him, whether the desire to take over governance is so hot in his mind that he's beginning to lose a lot of wisdom. I think it's rather childish for him to call on the president to resign. It's never heard of in the presidential system of government. Like Ambassador said here, Britain practices parliamentary system of government. If there's an election and the party loses, of course, the head of the government is to resign. So Saba resigned. And that's what Obi is referring to, that in Britain, the Labour Party was not popular and they lost election, therefore, and Stemmer, the Prime Minister, resigned. So Tinubu should do the same thing. And in presidential system of government, midterm election, when the president is elected, after about 2.5 years, there's a midterm election, during which some governorships, Senate, House of Reps, senators, Congress elections are done. Whether the president party loses or it does not lose, it doesn't affect the president. President continues to rule. In fact, more than 70% of midterm election in the US have been lost by sitting president. But by the next 2 years, it covers up and he can still win back again. So Obi, I don't know what is getting over him. The other day I said, you know, he betrayed his people. You say your people have never got to presidency, then you now come and say that if you win as a president, you will stay only 4 years. And he knows that it's not possible. You know, and this is a man who is busy accusing the presidency that there's hunger this because they remove subsidy on petroleum products. Whereas, even he said he will remove petroleum products when he comes to office. And what we hear from him now is that he would have cushioned the effect. How else? President Tinubu is already cushioning the effect. He removed import license, he reduced import percentage on the importation of rice and other food items to make life better for the common man. And he acknowledges that he knows that there are problems. But the advantages we've gotten far outweigh disadvantages. For instance, there is no governor at the moment who is owing 4 years' salary or owing 10 years' pension. All that has been paid. Professors in university are no more going on strike. All their salaries, all the agreement they reach that make their students to stay 10 years in university before have been settled, except a few things. And then the poor man is happy because his child can go to the university, and if he doesn't have money, he can take a loan. Thousands of students are taking the loan, and the money government provided is still available for people to take loan. So when Tinubu is doing this, he's already doing what Obi is saying. Obi could not have done it in any other way. I think we could not have done it in any other way because they all promised they will remove the subsidy. And when you remove the subsidy, of course, there are problems. They said they will cushion it. Tinubu is already cushioning it.
I know you'll be annoyed just the way I am, because after watching this, you kind of wonder, are these people, do these people, especially when they go to that TVC news, do they even have the brain of themselves? Can they reason without being like they want to lick somebody poo-poo? A grown-up man talking as if they've washed his brain and take every senses out of it, then give them back that brain without nothing inside anymore. Although that is the belief that the moment you enter IPC, your brain is taken away from you and they put the apologist side of the brain and leave it inside your head. That is how it is with APC and Tinubu apologists. Thank you very much for this moment, and that's where I will leave you guys or draw the curtain. But I'll be waiting for you guys on the comment section below. And before I go also, please, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop any latest update, you will be notified. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.